Barney's Best Manners Invitation to Fun is a Barney special from 2003. And as you can probably guess by the title, this is all about having manners. And Barney receives an invitation in the post from an author, from a friend of his called Vera Goode. Vera Goode is played by Greta Muller. And this author has written a new book about manners, and she invites Barney and his friends to a party to celebrate the publication of this new book. And in getting ready to go to the party, the children learn about different kinds of manners, and then when we get to the party, they get to put those manners into practice. And obviously, a lot of it is about saying please and thank you, and manners that we all think about on a daily basis, or things that actually become second nature that we don't need to think about over time. But some of the things it looks at are a little bit more detailed, and I think worked quite well. For example, it talks about cooperation and the fact that you need to wait your turn and work together in order to get things done. This comes about when they're all trying to phone their parents to get permission to go to the party, which I thought was pretty cool. Usually Barney just takes the children off to wherever they need to go, visiting Santa or going into space without getting permission. So I thought that was a little bit atypical for Barney to encourage, but it worked well in the realm of manners and doing things properly. And we also have a lesson about sharing, and that's told through the story of the Mad Hatter's Tea Party with Alice in Wonderland. We have Gianna, Selena Gomez, playing Alice, which is adorable. The costumes in that story are fabulous. Visually, it was really gorgeous and really well done, and the acting, of course, was great. And when we got to the party, I feel like it wasn't as interesting visually as I would have liked. It wasn't as fun or as vibrant. I don't feel like it was a disappointment as such, but I think it could have been better. But I guess by having a less than colourful environment for the party, I mean, it was fine, it was colourful enough, but it wasn't what I was expecting. It did kind of suggest that having manners is boring because the party seemed not as good as some other parties that Barney has been to, which I hope is not the message that children actually receive, because manners are important. But aside from that, we also have some really great songs as well. And not too many of the songs were nostalgic for me. Not too many of them I knew from my childhood, but we do have some good ones. Just to give a few examples, we have Taking Turns, Share Your Stuff, and Clean Up. Clean Up is one that I think is pretty engaging and one that I rather like. There are songs about please and thank you and other things, other various aspects of manners, and it was pretty decent. If it encourages children to think more about their manners and say please and thank you more, then that's pretty good. It does feel a little bit different to the average Barney special. For example, as I said, Barney was encouraging them to ask permission to go to the party, which is the exact opposite of what usually happens, mostly because whenever the parents are involved in a Barney special, Barney is nowhere to be seen, and it separates the imagination aspect from reality, whereas this one kind of blends the two together. And yeah, I don't feel like the party aspect was quite as fun as it could have been, which unfortunately kind of shows that manners tone down the fun, but I hope that message isn't too prominent because it's not always the case. But ultimately, there are some good lessons in there, some good stories, some good songs. Barney's Best Manners, your invitation to fun, is not too bad.